What is going on, everybody? And what are you doing here?
I've graduated to co-host again. I've made it behind the desk, guys. See, I'm already messing this thing up. I gotta move back over there.
That's staying in the video. But what is going on, everybody? And welcome back to another episode here on the KellyCast. Of course, we are here to give you our Week 10 predictions. Going into Week 10, Mike, championship still belongs to you after multiple ties. Tell me how you feel.
Tie after tie after tie. I'm getting tired of these ties, but I'm glad I'm keeping up with you. At least I don't look as stupid as I do some weeks.
Yeah, I mean, it's surprising. Maybe I got to play in Madden again to knock you off your game or something.
Maybe I don't know, man.
So, Mike, Thursday Night Football went down yesterday. Bears and Panthers. It was the barn burner we all thought it would be. We both picked the Carolina Panthers.
Yep,
what did
definitely.
You think?
I fell asleep with about 5 minutes left, and I'm so freaking angry because I was this close to a W because it was damn near a tie, but it was like 9 minutes. 9 minutes, and you couldn't even get another field goal, guys. Come on. That's how I felt. That's how I felt.
That's what happens. And Carolina mortgaged their future on this guy. They said Bryce Young is our guy. He is our future. He's our number one. No doubt about it. He's going to lead us back into, being a competitive team. And so far, that is not what has happened. But, Mike, let's get right into Week 10 here, starting off with a Sunday morning game. I have no idea where these guys are playing, but it is Indianapolis Colts and the home team being called the New England Patriots. Looks like it's in Germany again after last week getting the Kansas City-Miami game. I don't know where I'm leaning in this one. Do you have any thoughts on Colts-Patriots right off the rip?
Other than it's a tough team or a tough game to pick.
Patriots lost last week to the Commanders
by
3,
and
the
they've
Colts
lost a
ended
lot,
up squeaking out one against the Panthers 27-13.
Right, and the Colts have lost a lot, and the Patriots have lost a lot.
Well, the
this
Colts
year.
are 4-5, and the Patriots are 2-7.
The question is, do you trust Mac Jones over Uncle Rico?
I don't know. I think they're the same guy. I mean, I prefer Gardner Minshew to Mac Jones. JT, Michael Pittman. I'm just going through. Like, for me, it comes down to the better team in this matchup is the Colts. But the better coach team is the Patriots.
Agreed.
So it kind of scares me.
Yeah, and I was literally, you took the words right out of my mouth, honestly. The Colts are the better team everywhere except for coaching, and I'm gonna go Colts, man. I'm gonna go Colts on this one.
Okay. In Germany. Let's start off on opposite feet here. I'm gonna take New England. I'm gonna go against you.
It's too late to start off on opposite feet because we already tied for the first game. But
well, we're 0-1.
I'll take.
We're both 0-1. So we're gonna start off on the opposite ends here. Mike selecting the Indianapolis Colts to win, and Dan selecting the New England Patriots. Moving on, Mike. This one's fun. AFC North matchup between the Cleveland Browns and the Baltimore Ravens. If the season ended today, Mike, every team in the AFC North would be in the playoffs.
That's pretty crazy.
Isn't it?
It's pretty crazy.
Nobody would have thought that pre-2023 here.
I don't think so.
Browns coming in 5-3, boast the number one defense in the league. And the Baltimore Ravens at 7-2. Dare I say, the most shocking team in the league? I think everybody knows the Ravens are good, but no one knew that like Lamar and company were going to be 7-2 coming into this matchup. This is crucial for both teams.
Agreed, and they both been playing well. And of course, I broke my streak last week and picked the Browns. And
I'm glad you did. I mean, personally, I'm not, but as a fan of you, I'm glad you did.
But in this matchup, I think Lamar's got it, man.
I would like to know. I'm going to do a Google search here because I'm very curious about Lamar's record versus the Ravens in his career, or versus the Browns in his career. Excuse me, because that's going to play a part in where I want to go in this matchup.
Okay.
He is 7-3 against the Cleveland Browns, it looks like. The last 2, he has won. The one before that, he lost. And before that, he had won the last 4 games. So I think that tells me all I need to know. I am going to select the Baltimore Ravens in this matchup. Would not surprise me if Cleveland snuck out because their defense is so good. Myles Garrett, an absolute beast. But give me the Ravens this week.
I agree.
Okay.
I agree. That's what I was starting to say, man. I think Lamar's got them on this one. He's had their number. I did not have those details. Thank you for those. But
Yeah, neither did I. That's why, just a quick Google search on the stream. Who cares, man? Who cares?
Yep.
Okay, both going Ravens. Do you feel the same way, that this game could kind of go either way? You just trust Lamar more than you trust the quarterback in Cleveland?
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Let's move on to the Green Bay Packers and the Pittsburgh Steelers. A little bit of a reciprocal going around here. 3-5 versus 5-3. The Steelers hosting in this matchup. I got to tell you right off here, Mike, I'm taking Pittsburgh. I do not trust Green Bay. Jordan Love is not the second coming of anything. I don't think it's time to give up on the guy yet, but you need to surround him with better weapons than Christian Watson, Romeo Doubs, and some rookies at tight end. Musgrave is one of them. I know the offensive line's banged up for Green Bay. Aaron Jones is just starting to get healthy, so maybe that helps them. But overall, I have not liked what I have seen from the Green Bay Packers. They did win last week against the Rams with Brett Rippon at quarterback, but I'm going to end their streak here. Kenny Pickett in Pittsburgh. They did win last week, right? The Steelers kind of... Did they? They did. They beat the Titans last week on Thursday Night Football. So I picked them last week. I'm picking them again this week. Terrible towels. Let's rally. God, that was ugly.
Who did I pick in the Green Bay game? Didn't I pick Green Bay?
Last week, yes. You picked Green Bay.
And I was correct on that one. And said that Love couldn't play bad all the time. And he has played mostly bad. So
yes.
I'm going to say he's going to end up reverting back in this one as well. And take another L. Sorry.
Last week, a really good performance by him. 20 of 26, 228, and a score for Jordan Love. So he definitely looked good last week, but
he's got sparks. But
Pittsburgh has TJ Watt. and really that's all you need to say.
I think that Jacksonville has been playing pretty good as of late. So they definitely have a chance, and the Niners have been kind of on the decline. But
3 losses in a row.
But I think it's going to be pretty tough, unless Purdy has lost all of his confidence, and that is quite possible because the big almighty Titan that was bottom of the league, and then he was at the top of the world for quite some time. He's coming to a mighty fall, and does he carry that with him?
Let's say this. Let's put it how it was. San Francisco lost 3 in a row, and they had their bye week last week.
Yep.
So now they had time to prepare for this matchup. Jacksonville is so hot, man. I don't know exactly where I'm going to go.
You see the 49ers losing 4 in a row? Do you see Purdy in that offense losing 4?
I think it's very possible in a matchup with the Jacksonville Jaguars here, who are ahead of them in terms of record, 6-2 versus 5-3. I'm going to take San Francisco though. I think you kind of talked me into it.
I talked you into it, right? So I think you already knew where I was going to go on that one. I'm definitely going to go the 49ers.
Hey, it could have been mind games. You're a Jacksonville Jaguars fan, sir. So.
I have 2 jerseys, and the only reason I got one of them was because it has a captain's patch, and I had to have that in the collection.
And one of the Jacksonville Jaguars jerseys has the logo the wrong way, and they did it that entire year.
Yes, they did. That's all right.
Very interesting fact for you guys, which was really weird for us to find. But let's move on to another NFC matchup, Mike. New Orleans Saints at Minnesota Vikings. How about the Vikings last week? Joshua Dobbs. Did you know he's an astronaut? He
No.
has his degree in astrophysics.
No. Wow, that's pretty crazy.
No wonder why the guy can read a playbook in
That
a
is
week.
pretty-
And
I mean, I'm not. I know the guy has a disease, so I'm not trying to go there. But I mean, I've heard people say he looks like an alien, so it fits.
of course, alopecia is what Joshua Dobbs has, which is a condition where you cannot grow hair on your body. That's why he doesn't have any eyebrows.
Your
and no
immune
hair on
system
his
attacks the hair follicles. It's not funny, but
he's a good football player, and we kind of talked about that when he was in Arizona. Like he gave his team a chance to win, and really, what more can you ask from a guy who is not the guy, right? He is a backup quarterback. We know that, and he's getting his chance to play, and I think maybe play himself into a decent contract after this. But the New Orleans Saints,
yeah, it's very possible that he does that. I mean, I did talk him up last week. I said that he was gonna tear it up because he does that. He did that with Carolina. Wow, Arizona. So and every other team, he seems to be good the first couple of games, but then he seems to teeter out. So
and both teams in this matchup are even in terms of record, both at 5-4. Last week, the Saints almost lost that game against Chicago. So that kind of scares me in terms of picking them. Obviously, last week, I got lucky with the Vikings. I selected the Vikings to beat the Falcons, and you picked the Falcons. So I got lucky that you decided to go with the wrong team in that matchup. This one
that
in
one was
Minnesota,
close too, though. So
it was.
wasn't
It came
upset.
down 22 seconds. 22 seconds left. Josh Dobbs throws the game-winning touchdown pass. I'm going to go Minnesota. I don't know why, but I'm going to take the Minnesota Vikings in this matchup.
I'm going to tell you why. I mean, even though they got Dobbs now, they have a 7th ranked offense, and Dobbs is a viable fill-in.
Still no Jefferson.
So, oh yeah, that might hurt. He was completely ruled out.
I don't know if he returned to practice yet.
If he's ruled out, they're gonna have a tough time, and Derek Carr might give him hell. A little bit of my favorite guy.
Justin
Taysom
Jefferson
Hill.
nears return is what it looks like. I'm seeing. In other words.
Yeah, I mean.
Day to day right now. So I would not expect him to play this week. Maybe we see him next week for Minnesota, which would obviously help Josh Dobbs to no end. He's questionable. So maybe he does play. But even if he does, who knows if he's going to be, number one Justin Jefferson, right?
Right, of course, especially after an injury, like you said.
I think this game is interesting.
It is a very interesting game, and these are pretty tough matchups to pick this week, to be honest.
It is.
I think I'm gonna go. I want to go Derek Carr because I like him, but man, they've been playing pretty bad too. I want to mix it up and go with my man in the States.
Okay. I saw that coming, to be honest. Yeah. I saw you going New Orleans. I think it's a smart move really in this matchup because it's such a tough one to call. But let's move on to an AFC matchup, Mike. Texans and Bengals. CJ Stroud said, guys, I run the NFL now. I am the number one guy. 470 yards last week to go along with 5 touchdown passes, 116 points on my fantasy bench, but I still won, so it's okay.
I think it's one game, and you
I don't care.
One game at a time.
I do not care that it was one game.
He set a rookie record. How many people have set a rookie record and didn't make it to year 3? There's been a few.
I don't think
maybe
so.
Not a whole ton, but I'm pretty sure there might been a few.
My point is you have to give the kid his props.
I do. He had a fantastic game, and I can't take that away from him, and no one can. And I think that's going to boost his confidence, and I think he's going to give the Bengals hell this week.
4-4 Houston Texans versus the 5-3 Cincinnati Bengals. I'm gonna go on record right now and tell you I think the Cincinnati Bengals are the best team in football. And it has no other reason other than the fact that everybody is healthy. And when everybody is healthy on that Cincinnati Bengals team, I think they are very, very scary. And Joe Burrow said it post-game after the Bills. he said, we're just going to continue to get better. And I think that's what's going to happen for the Cincinnati Bengals. I don't know when they're going to lose again, and it's not going to be this week against Houston. I'm taking the Cincinnati Bengals.
That's a big statement, sir. I mean,
well, you got to think about it. 2023 has been really weird. You got to look at those top teams. Kansas City lost to Denver. Miami lost to Buffalo. Buffalo lost to the Jets. You got to look at what everything is.
No, man. I
Jets
like
beat
it.
The Eagles.
I like it because it's a far cry from week 2, week 1 when I said Burrows don't look right, man. Sit him. We got to sit him. And you of course agreed with me, and I gotta say that it's my turn to agree with you. I think that they are on, and they're gonna go on a tear for quite some time. They're turning on at the right time of the year.
Yeah, for sure.
Second half of the year, it's go time, and I cannot go against you on this one.
All right, Cincinnati Bengals as well. Give them the clean sweep. You know what I haven't done yet, which is a shame on my part.
Give me a noogie.
Huh?
I'm just kidding.
Aaron joined our picks.
Leave it to Dan to forget about his friends.
I saw him today too.
We haven't done my dad's in a while either, but we haven't forgot about you.
Yeah, we
you
know
haven't
you're
given
still there.
to me in a couple weeks, actually.
We know you're still there. Anybody in the comments, guys, please join us on the picks. I know our videos have not been going up as early as we want them to. It's just life gets in the way, guys. So we try to get them done as soon as we can. Try to get them edited, and you don't even know the process. Anyway, let's move on. Titans and Bucks, Mike. This game in Tampa Bay. Will Levis named the starter. You see what Ryan Tannehill had to say?
What do you have to say?
He just said it's hard. It's hard to get told that I'm not the starter anymore. This is the first time in my career that it has happened, and I think we're done. We're done seeing Tannehill start, I think, in the NFL. And was he ever the best quarterback in the league? No. I think during Miami, he really showed that he wasn't that great, but
he was manageable when he left Miami.
Yeah, when he went to Tennessee, like that first year, he really looked, above average, I want to say. Props for a good career, and I don't think it's time to retire yet, but we're going to see him as a journeyman moving forward. Will Levis getting the nod. Last week, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers fell to the Houston Texans in that matchup where C.J. Stroud had a day. 3-5 versus 3-5.
Yeah,
I don't think I've picked the Titans this year and they've won. I don't think that's happened once. With that being said, give me the home team, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, in this matchup.
Yeah, I think I say this a lot. I go with experience. Go with the experienced quarterback.
It's crazy that Baker's experienced quarterback.
Yeah, isn't it?
I mean, he was drafted in 2018.
Yeah, and he was a first overall pick too. So
correct. You just like Baker. You can say it. It's okay.
I do. I like okay. Baker. I think he's had an interesting journey in the NFL, and I don't know why I like him, but I like him, and I do know why. I told you, He's got that fire, man. I like that. I like that fight. You got to fight for what you want, and I love that fight.
I think this game is another 50-50.
I want. He makes me. I do too, but he makes you want to root for him every week. So,
Will Levis puts mayonnaise in his coffee. That doesn't make you want to root for him? I'll put that clip in here right now.
That makes me want to vomit.
I'll put that clip in here right now. Nobody knows if it's nobody knows, Mike, if it's edited or if it's real.
Oh my goodness! I hope to God.
All right, moving on. This is another fun game, Mike.
I need to officially say I want the Bucks. Damn
all
it!
Right, whatever.
Me say it.
Whatever. Get to your point.
All right, I got my point. Let's go. I'm gonna make this 90 minutes.
Detroit Lions at Los Angeles Chargers is next for us today. Chargers the home team. I'm taking Detroit. Very simple. I like the Lions this year. I think they're really good. I think the Chargers could maybe put up a fight, but the Lions, what they need to do, Mike, they need themselves a statement win because they didn't put up a fight against Baltimore. And then
we expected them to, and they got blown out.
And then their other loss was to Seattle, which was a close game. The Chargers are too inconsistent for me. Like, it's just too much. I love the Chargers were one of the first teams that I ever loved. LaDainian Tomlinson, my favorite player of all time. But I got to go Goff, Gibbs, Montgomery, who I think is going to play this week. Give me the Detroit Lions.
Well, to your point, and as far as consistency goes, the Lions have consistently had a nice offense and still consistently lost the games. So
they've lost 2 games all year. What do you mean?
Over the past few years.
Okay.
So,
okay.
Sorry. Clarify.
I'm confused.
And this year they've been consistently winning the games. So I think I want to stay on the same page and pick the Lions.
Okay. Yeah. I could see the Chargers coming out on top in that one because the Lions are one of those inexperienced teams when it comes to big games, when it comes to eyes on them, you know what I mean? So
Sure.
I could see them getting into that kind of battle, but I like Detroit this year. They're a very interesting team. Moving on, Atlanta Falcons and Arizona Cardinals. This game, Cardinals are the home team. 1-8 versus 4-5. And if you can believe it, Mike, I'm taking the Cardinals this week. I think Kyler Murray is going to get the start. And, you know, as much as we and a lot of other NFL fans want to bag on Kyler, I think he has not done a great job, but he has done, when he was playing, he's done a pretty good job at that quarterback spot for the Cardinals. I think the fans are going to be excited. The team's going to be excited. It's going to be like a shot in the arm for that offense. Give me the Arizona Cardinals this week.
I can't believe you just said all that about Kyler. I mean, he's had sparks here and there. I do not see what everybody else sees, and he's not that good. And I feel like there was a reason for that clause in his contract that got removed. I get it, but I am not
He's better
a Kyler
than you give
Murray
him
fan.
credit for. He's better
Possibly.
than you give him
Possibly.
credit for.
That might as well be.
In terms of the stat sheet, Mike, which I know, you know, stats aren't always your thing, and stats aren't always my thing because sometimes stats can paint a guy in a certain light. But I just think, you know, what does Atlanta have on defense that's going to stop Kyler Murray from either running all over you or finding a receiving option?
It's not really what they had. It's Kyler's just coming back off of a ACL, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So he's not going to be running all over anybody, I don't believe.
We'll see.
I don't believe it. The mental, I mean, if it's been beaten, the mental aspect has been beating a superstar player like Von Miller. What do you think it's going to do to a guy who's mediocre at quarterback position? I mean, I don't see it. I gotta go the Falcons.
They let you down last
week.
They
did.
They're
I'm still going to stick with them again this week.
They're going to do it again. They're going to let you down.
Plausible.
That's what the Falcons do.
It's plausible,
they
but
let their fans down.
They have. Is it 28-3, right?
On to an NFC East matchup, Mike. Dallas Cowboys. I don't care who they're playing because, to me, this football team has already given up, and it's a shame. It's a shame because these kinds of teams, like the New York Giants in this matchup, who are 2-7, there is like nothing they can do. Danny Jones done for the year, and all you have is Saquon. It's a rookie quarterback that now starts in Tommy DeVito. I don't know what's the problem with the Giants this year, but they are not a threat in this matchup. I'm taking the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah, I don't feel they're a threat in this matchup either. But I also almost feel like Dak's ready to have one of those poo-poo games.
He's
but
not bad enough
them,
to lose
right?
to the Giants.
No,
He's just not.
The last time they played them, they beat the crap out of them, 40-0. So
smoked.
I expect a whole lot of that this week too, and I am absolutely not going against my second favorite team, the Dallas Cowboys. Yep. Go on, puke it all up. Come on, Gave it to the people.
Excuse
They
me.
want to see it.
Excuse me. Moving on.
We had fish for dinner, in case you guys were wondering.
I had fish last night. I didn't have it tonight. Okay. The Washington Commanders and the Seattle Seahawks is next here. This game in Seattle, the home of the 12th man. I like both of these teams, Mike. I really like what Seattle's been doing. Props to Washington for staying ahead of the Patriots last week and beating them by only 3 points. But hey, a win is a win. That's for you guys out there. I think I'm taking Seattle, though. 5-3, the better team overall. The coaching's better. Russell Wilson's not their quarterback anymore, so that's a positive. I'm taking Seattle here.
Man, according to paper, the Commanders are only 14th to the Seahawks' 22nd offense
here. Do you see that defense, though?
That defense is killing
32nd.
them.
Not to mention their first-round pick.
Last.
First-round pick was a corner, Emmanuel Forbes, I believe, and he has struggled this year. He's not really helped them, and he's been a liability out there. So think about Seattle's receivers, DK Metcalf, Jackson Smith and Jigba, Tyler Lockett. Give me Seattle.
I haven't disagreed with you much this week, have I?
Not yet.
Not too much. Just a couple.
So far, we've disagreed in the first game.
Yep.
In the Saints-Vikings game. And that's it.
I think I'm gonna say the Commanders have a standout game this week against them, and I don't know why. It's just call it my gut feeling game of the week.
All right. I mean,
I'm probably making a terrible decision. I get it, but call it my.
Your decisions have worked so far. I cannot dispute that. I cannot touch it. I can't even look at it. He's threatened me way too much. This is the only time I get to see this belt. So whatever he wants to do usually works out.
Yeah. Like I said, I usually have at least one. We're gonna call that one my gut feeling of the week. So,
moving on. Can you believe this one's in prime time, dude? Jets and Raiders this week in Vegas. Is O'Connell gonna get the start again? Like, has that been announced? I'm sure they've talked about it.
Haven't looked it up, to be honest.
Left tackle Colton Miller, doubtful. Looks like their starting left tackle is doubtful for the Raiders. For me, if Aiden O'Connell's starting, I'm taking the Jets. I don't even care. Because
You think he's that bad?
I think he is that bad.
I think he's that bad. I mean, they're both bottom feeders when it comes to offense.
Jets got destroyed last week, though, by the Chargers on primetime, 27-6 on Monday night. I hate both of these teams. Can I call a tie?
Oh, it's your turn to call the tie? All right. I mean, I was pretty close. We'll let you call the tie, but you still got to pick one for good measure here.
I'm taking the Jets. I don't know why. I really don't, but I'm taking the Jets.
Gonna take the Jets.
32nd in offense?
Oh, yeah, that might have been a bad move. You sure want to stick with that one?
I'm sticking.
Gonna stick. Wow, it's been quite a while since they've played each other. That's when Vegas was decent. I'm gonna go Vegas.
Okay.
Crazy as it is, I'm gonna go
That's
Vegas.
fine.
It's gonna be a close game, but I'm probably gonna fall asleep at again.
Yeah, I mean, depending on how much football we watch, that really is the depending factor. And finally, on Monday night, the Denver Broncos and the Buffalo Bills. Now, normally, guys, we would have a separate video on this and its own video, and we would do it live on Monday, but myself and Mike decided to torture ourselves and buy tickets for this game. So we're going to be...
I swear to God, if you lose to Russell Wilson after all the trash I've been talking this week, I will jump on that field and get banned so I can never go to another game.
I won't let you do that, first of all. Second of all...
I will be in full gear, by the way.
It's hilarious that your most hated player in the league, other than Deshaun Watson, is Russell Wilson. And this is the game that we're going to.
I am so amped. I don't even care that it's a trash team that we're playing against because we were playing trash ourselves.
Exactly.
So
we need this. We need this kind of game.
we need that confidence booster game. What's that movie where you gotta
Longest yard.
Longest yard. Yeah, exactly. You know,
Who do you play week 1? Somebody like Appalachian State. Kick the shit out of them.
Yeah, I gotta get that tune-up game in there. So
Exactly.
I need this, Buffalo. I need this.
We're going to be posting on Monday throughout the day. Myself and Mike will be down at the stadium, so please keep a lookout on our social medias, that being the Facebook, the Twitter channel, the YouTube channel, and, of course, our newest TikTok channel. Bills and Broncos, obviously the Bills are home. I'm taking the Buffalo Bills. Yes, we both took the Bills last week. It didn't work out. This is just what they need, just what the doctor ordered. The Denver Broncos come in. Can we please see some better routes ran by the wide receivers? Because as much as I want to blame Josh, and I'll blame Josh for that interception all day, the routes by these wide receivers are completely asinine. Honestly, like there's so much more you can do as an offensive coordinator, so many better positions you can put him in. And the numbers tell you the Bills are third in offense. The Bills are first in this, first in that. Okay. If you're first in everything, why aren't we winning games? Why aren't you scoring points? Why are we the worst fucking team in the first 3 quarters, Mike?
Because our offensive coordinator sucks, man.
This is what the Bills were a couple years ago. They were in a really bad position. They lost too many games, and then they started to get hot. If you lose to the Denver Broncos, first of all, I don't know what I'm going to do. Second of all, I'm going to be like
screaming in my car the entire way home and yelling, and
it's more of a depressed feeling, isn't it? It's more of a depressed feeling than an angry feeling, right? When the Bills lose,
it's a familiar feeling, is what it is. And
God, I wish it wasn't.
And it's just,
Mike, we're still talking here. I need you to pick a winner.
Oh, that's because I'm trying to make a whole show out of this.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, it's definitely Buffalo, man, and this might be the last time that we can pick Buffalo, or it's going to be tough after this.
Here comes Philly. Here comes Kansas City. Here comes
Miami. It's going to be very tough.
It's going to be hard, but hopefully the Buffalo Bills get the win. Guys, we hope that you enjoyed the video. We hope that you maybe predicted some games with us below. Let us know what you think. How you feel about the new set? Myself and Mike, can nudge each other a little bit here. I think it's a fun little look. Mike, say goodbye to the people.
Goodbye to the people.
You're terrible at this.
I am, but you say goodbye to the people.
No! Give them a send-off.
I don't ever know what to say. I hate these. Make sure you watch the show, of course. Nobody's been freaking watching.
Like the video.
Share
it.
the video.
Subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to follow us on all social media channels. Mike's old. I'm going to take it from here. We'll be seeing you guys in the next one. Peace.
That's why he's a star. Adios.
No Spanish on the fucking video.